Just because you have diabetes, it doesn't mean you can't enjoy carb-centric meals like pasta. In this veggie-packed Primavera, we're using fiber-rich whole wheat pasta and tons of veggies to bulk this meal up and keep our carbs in check. Let's get to it. Making this penne pasta for dinner is the perfect choice. It only takes 30 minutes and it has protein, veggies, and flavor all in one pot. I pretty much have everything here ready to go, but I do have to prep my bell pepper and my garlic. So I'm going to do that first, and then we'll head over to the stove to get everything started. All right, peppers and garlic are prepped. Let's get cooking. Now it's time to make our pasta. So I'll turn up my stove to a medium-high heat, and we'll start by adding our penne. Then we'll add our water. We have 4 cups here. And right now we're adding our garlic in because we want to get the garlic infused into the water and just build our flavor as we go. We're using just enough water in this recipe, so you're actually not going to have to drain out any water. And we'll turn this up to high just so we give our noodles a chance to boil. The reason that we're using just enough water for this in the one pot recipe is that we're gonna build some starch from the pasta, and since we add in our grated Parmesan later on, it's gonna help it thicken up and become that really decadent and creamy sauce that we'll see kind of mix up at the end. So we'll keep stirring this as it boils. We'll let that boil for about 8 minutes until it's al dente, and then we'll get ready to add in our next set of ingredients. Our pasta's been boiling for just a little bit right now, and you can start to see as you stir it, that little bit of change in the water. It's gone from clear to just a little bit like yellowish. So we're on the right track here when we're seeing that happen. And now we'll add in our seasonings and our vegetables. So we'll start with our ½ teaspoon of salt sprinkled over the top, our ¼ teaspoon of cracked black pepper. Then we'll get our bell peppers in there, and I'm just dumping them in by the handful. Then I have my 2 cups of broccoli, and then we'll just keep giving this a stir. It's starting to come together really nicely, and it smells so good. And look at how bright and beautiful those vegetables look. I am dying to eat this. I want it right now. But we still have some ingredients to add. So the vegetables are cooked, so we are turning down our stove, and I'm adding a tablespoon of Parmesan at a time. And this just makes it easier to have the Parmesan melt in there so that we create that creamy sauce. And I'll go ahead and give it a toss. And when I see that the Parmesan is melted a little bit more, I'll just keep adding until we get all of our Parmesan in there. And then we'll notice that it's coated in this really delicious, creamy sauce, and all with just pasta water and Parmesan. Now it's time to add our shrimp and our spinach. You can buy your shrimp already peeled and deveined, so it saves you a step. It makes it super simple, or you can just do it yourself. Either way is fine. So we'll add in our shrimp first and throw in our spinach on top of that. When you're looking at this amount of spinach, it may seem like a lot, but in just a few minutes, it's going to really reduce down. So you'll be able to stir that spinach in there. It just takes a minute for that to happen. So don't worry if you feel like you have a pile on there. It's gonna shrink down just a little bit. It's been about 5 minutes. The spinach looks wilted and the shrimp is cooked all the way through, and it smells so good. I am really just thrilled about this. I can't wait to eat it. I am going to add in my tomatoes as the last step, and also turn my burner off because we don't really need it at this point. It's warmed all the way through and looks great. So we'll pour in our tomatoes, and then I'll just stir them in, make sure that they also get evenly coated in our sauce. And then we'll get this over and just get ready to serve it while it's nice and hot. Our pasta is ready, and I am ready to plate it up. As you guys can tell, there's very little mess here. It's a one pot recipe, so it just makes it so easy to get it from pot to plate, and you don't have to worry about all the stuff in between. It also looks amazing in terms of color, and I just love that there is so much that's good for you on this plate. Lots of spinach, lots of bell pepper, then we have the broccoli in there and the fiber from the whole wheat pasta. Like, it's just a winner, this entire dish. It's so exciting to see it on the plate. So I'm gonna give it a taste and I'm gonna tell you what I think. It is so good. The freshness from the vegetables, knowing that the pasta has that extra bit of fiber, this is gonna keep me full for a long time. This dish is a winner. This is one we're cooking all the time.